What is going on, Eagles Nation? Welcome to today's episode of Bird Buzz. Stephen Hellmann here alongside Tom Aresco. Views from the LincTV Bird Buzz edition. It's our favorite show of the week. We get to answer all the questions from you guys. We get to interact with you all. And before we get into any of the questions, my fantasy league is filled.
It's pretty much filled.
If you want to get in, I might have 1 or 2 spots left in the league to get in. So if you do want to get in, comment on this video below and we'll see what we can do. But we're doing 2.
I did a soft drop of the advertisement on Twitter really late, and by the next day it was filled up pretty much.
So Tom's league's already full. We only did 1 league last year, and
all those guys wanted to come back and do another one.
Yeah,
they're really big fans, so we love all the supporters, but those guys were they were
ride or die since day one.
When we first started last summer, so it's cool to have a league with some of those guys, and they really liked it. And one of the winners got a stitched jersey. Literally received it in the mail physically from a league that saw on social media one day and decided, why not try this out? So got his league filled up.
League still, it's filled up. So I'm looking forward to getting in it. Running my own team this year, and all I'm saying is just give me Sammy Sleeves and bring it on, everyone. Bring it on. That's all I need is Sammy Sleeves. And I'll be good. But seriously, it's going to be a good time. Whoever wins, they're getting a stitched jersey of their choosing. So
if he wins the league or I win the league, we give the second place guys jersey. But honestly, we're not that good, so don't worry about it. We're coming for you. But I'm telling you, there's a lot of young, good fantasy owners want to come up, and there's a lot of guys who have that experience like us. And we didn't win our league last year, the one we did, and I doubt he wins it this year, and I doubt I win it. So it's a toss-up. It's so fun. Fantasy football is awesome. So just bring it on.
I agree. Sammy Sleeves. That's all I need. All right, so we're gonna go through the first question here. It's from Justin Bradley, JBrad13, who's gonna be in the league. Tom's league, ride or die since day one. How can the Philadelphia Eagles learn how to catch the ball this season? That is good question, good concern.
How can they learn to catch the ball this season? That's like a very abstract.
Well, I think a big thing is one of the reasons that led to a lot of drops last year is they were younger, not as talented, but also Chip Kelly's system. It was so fast, and guys were just lost in focus, just running their routes, and I felt like everyone was rushed, and players were out of sync. Bradford's first year, so I think it was a lot of things. And I know it sounds like I'm making excuses, but I think it was a system, and the guys just got to catch the ball, do a better job catching it. But I think it was a combination of both.
Yeah, I don't think that's an excuse. I think that when people like to analyze football and talk about football, you have to factor in the human nature of people. And you have a bunch of young players who are just getting acclimated to the NFL and the speed of the NFL, and they're. I think every player that gets picked to be in the NFL is talented. It's about the coaches finding ways to put them into position to succeed. That's really the biggest factor, because Nelson Aguilar would go to the Patriots and do what? Probably catch 10 touchdowns.
Yeah.
So, it's that simple. If these guys aren't comfortable doing what they're doing, then you need to make an adjustment. Chip Kelly didn't do that. He kept running the same thing over and over, and it clearly wasn't working. So with Doug Peterson, it's going to be a test of, can him and Frank Reich come up with an offense? Can the positional coaches get their guys ready to adapt during games?
Yeah.
And I think if they can adjust during games, I think the receivers will be fine.
And I think that's their plan going in, and I think that's what Andy Reid did. With the early 2000 Eagles, that's what they did, and they were able to get the most out of these guys. And I think that's what Howie Roseman wants. That's what Jeffrey Lurie sees in Doug Peterson, because they love Andy Reid, and hopefully we can do that.
Play to player's strengths.
Yeah,
that's
exactly.
Really it.
Guillermo Valentin asks, is the Eagles' depth at linebacker an issue for the upcoming season? Report coming out yesterday about Nigel Bradham. The assault. So hopefully, that's not too much of an issue.
He did report to camp. So,
I
think he's going to miss some time, maybe during some type of hearing or whatever. You don't even know if there's going to be a hearing yet. You still have to wait for the facts. But even with him, I think that bringing up the linebacker depth is very real concern.
Yeah.
There's not much depth. We have Najee Good.
Yeah.
And then we have a bunch of linebackers that, you get rid of Kiko and D'Amico. Those guys were just bad last year. Having that indigestion.
Yeah.
Trying to swallow it.
Yeah.
But pretty much you bring in just Najee Good. That's your main guy, because Marcus Smith and Connor Barwin were linebackers in the last system.
Yeah.
And now they moved to defensive end in this system. So you're kind of thin there. I told you a guy yesterday that I was pretty high on and wanted you to watch his tape. Mike Tavares from Incarnate Word. He was a transfer to this very small school. He played at, I think, Arkansas or one of those southern schools.
I definitely didn't watch
it. But his Incarnate Word highlights, it looks like high school highlights because of how crappy the quality is, and it's such a small college. But this dude jumps off the screen. Like, he makes hits that are like Dawkins type hits, and he's like a linebacker. It's crazy. So we'll see if that translates. But I'm hearing good things so far about him. He's always around the ball. He's fast. He's instinctive. He's athletic. He's a little short, but he was an undrafted free agent, and maybe he can get that fifth linebacker spot and provide just that real emergency depth. Because I think Najee Good's solid, but it's really about the health of the three guys going forward.
Exactly. The starters really need to stay on the field this year. Next question. That Ninja Zay asked, why is the national perception of this team so bad? Everything I read or see about the Eagles, they are a 6 or 7 win team. Why is that? That's a good question. I'm not really sure why the perception is so negative. I mean, I guess, new coach, new system, new everything. But, I mean, we had 7 wins last year, and we were a train wreck.
Yeah. I think the negativity comes from just the last couple of years. The Eagles went out and they get big name free agents, and then they kind of just underachieve. And I think that negativity sells and controversy and things. I don't think anyone's willing to jump, off a cliff and say the Eagles are going to be a playoff team.
Yeah.
Especially after the season they just had. I mean, people don't look at it optimistically like that. 7 wins, and they literally, the way people talk about them, the things you hear about them, and the memes you see, and all that, you'd think they went 0-16.
Yeah.
But they went 7-9, and everything went wrong, but yet they still won 7 games.
Yeah.
And that's not great. It's not that's not a good team at all. But you're 2 wins away from jumping into the playoffs.
Yeah.
No one's talking anything. I mean, are the Redskins getting criticized because they were just those 1 or 2 plays better?
Exactly.
They're just as bad. But people are, look, the Eagles are not that good a team, and they haven't been recently the best team since McNabb left. But they're not as bad as what people describe them as, which is that of like a Cleveland or like a Tennessee. I think they have potential.
I think the media is really bashing our quarterback situation. I mean, the national media definitely is looking down on our quarterback situation, but I think it's a great situation for us to win. So I think that is also part of the reason that we're getting such negative attention, because we're like, well, your quarterback's not even going to be around, but it's like it's all part. Going to go Sixers here. It's all about the process.
Yeah,
and, that's what we're doing to get better. But we have a great defense, and I think we have some good players on offense.
I think they're an emerging defense that doesn't get the respect that they should, and I think it's going to take the right coach, and I hope that Schwartz is that coach. I think he can be.
Yeah.
I think it's going to take the right guy to put these guys in their best positions, and that's what it sounds like Jim Schwartz wants to do.
Yeah.
And you hear him talk, and you're excited. So I think once that defense becomes a force, I mean, this could be it right here.
I think this is the year.
And Zach Ertz maybe breaks out. Like, they laugh at the weapons that we have. Oh, your best weapon is Zach Ertz, Jordan Matthews. But these guys, I think you need to understand that they're 24, 25 years old.
Yeah. Exactly.
So you're not going to get much until they go into their primes, and that's what you're hoping they can start to do right now.
Yeah. Well, speaking of Ertz and Matthews, Smith Boy 93 asked, do you think Ertz and Matthews can catch 1,000 yards this season? I'm assuming you mean each. And how many yards do you think Sammy Sleeves throws for this year?
I think Ertz and
Matthews definitely gets over 1,000.
I think they.
And I think Ertz does too.
Yeah, Matthews was 3 yards away from it last year, and Ertz was like 150 or something like that. Maybe 200 or so. But yeah, I think they both have the potential to. I just don't know if they will, so to speak. I think they'll both get
might
around
not be enough
that.
yards to go around.
Exactly, and you never know. I mean, with all this running back stuff.
I'll give Matthews over 1,000. I'll give Ertz somewhere around 900, maybe 1,000. There might not be enough yards to go around.
Yeah, but there also could be enough for those two and not really anyone else do. But I mean, look, they'll have productive years. Let's just put it that way.
Yeah, I think they will.
Those are your two.
And how many yards do you think Sammy Sleeves throws for the season? I say 3,200.
Yeah, around 32, 30.
Yeah, he definitely goes over 3,000.
Oh yeah, for sure,
no doubt. All right, next question. Another one from Nate Dorley. He asks, how many yards does Aguilar get? 750.
Aguilar?
750 to 850. Somewhere there.
Aguilar, he'll have something around that. He'll make a couple more big plays, and he'll make plays with the ball in his hands off short passes.
Yeah. Okay. Next question. At Todd Romero asks, despite the recent suspension, Do you think we should trade for wide receiver Josh Gordon?
I would love that.
That would be.
You know, what's the value? What are we giving up? Do we have enough? Do they want to get rid of him?
I don't.
There's too many questions. No one knows what's going to happen.
I think, I saw something the other day that it basically said, the Browns are so bad that why would they trade him? Worst thing that happens is he's done,
play.
but
exactly.
They don't have anything, so they might as well see what they can get.
Yeah.
And if he does stay healthy, they get more value for him, and then they ship him off after this
Or
year.
they just keep him with RG3 and Corey Coleman, who they just drafted in the first round, another receiver. So I think they have a good situation there, and exactly. It's a low risk. They're not really losing anything by keeping him. Yeah, I guess they could get value for him, bring it in that they know could play. So that's kind of the.
Yeah.
They're so bad they might need like a draft pick.
But no one's going to give up much for Josh Gordon.
Yeah, exactly.
Right now, so.
His value's not that high, and it would take like a Patriots to come in and fleece him for like giving him like a fifth rounder, and they take it, and it's like, well, why didn't we do that?
Next question from you. You like it,
I do like asking.
You do ask questions. Spark some good conversations. At Aresco asks, as of right now, would the Dallas Cowboys see Jalen Mills as one of their most promising defensive players? And that is you throwing some shade at Cowboys fans because they always hype up all their own players and they always bash ours.
Exactly.
So they would. They would see Jalen Mills. They'd be going, "Oh, this guy's sick. I can't believe we got him.
He
We stole him a second round. He had first round potential. He's got blue hair. He's gonna be just banging people around, and it's just like, and we got Tony Romo, we got Dak Prescott, but these are also fans that wanted Carson Wentz, but because they didn't get Carson Wentz, even though they really wanted him, now Carson Wentz sucks. He didn't start. He's not the best quarterback on his team. Why do we even draft? Why did they even draft him?
Yeah, he's a D2 QB all of a
sudden. So Cowboys fans would be going nuts.
They'd be calling Jalen Mills
he could be one of their best players on the team because their defense they are depleted.
That's kind of the point I was trying to make.
Half of them are like in rehab.
They're trying to hide the fact that their defense stinks already. Imagine if they had a guy like Jalen Mills getting this kind of hype from their local beat writers and the blue hair and him and Zeke doing like some special handshake or something, just the swag. But Jalen Mills is a Green Goblin. He's an Eagle.
Yeah.
We got him. That's the kind of risk you take. That's like a anti-Randy Gregory. No, we didn't take him in the second round. We took him in the 7th round. Jalen Mills is coming for you, Terrence Williams and Cole Beasley, and whoever really wants to line up in that slot position or outside. Maybe you'll move to the outside. The Green Goblin's coming, baby. I love it.
He's coming. Well, that's going to wrap it up for this episode of Bird Buzz, guys. Thank you for joining us, and we will see you.
Oh, hold on. Didn't you have a special request for Jason Arcdeacon?
I did have a special request for Jason Arcdeacon. Jason Arcdeacon, so I'm not in your fantasy league because, you've been a ride or die since day one, but I'm going to need you to make your name the Glasgow Warriors again because that name is just sick. If you guys don't know, Jason is from the UK, so he's one of our Eagles fans from the UK. So
big ups
from Glasgow in the UK. So you need to make your team name the Glasgow.
That was an awesome.
He went off in fantasy.
Yeah.
I mean, he lost in the finals, but
but he had the best team. By
he lost
far.
one game all season,
and I know that feeling. I've had that kind of season before. A couple years ago.
Guy's a great fantasy GM, but sometimes it just happens. I think the thing with fantasy sports is, you just get in the playoffs and
then you hope for the best.
You hope for the best. All you can do is, as long as you get in the playoffs, anything can happen. So I need you to make your team name the Glasgow Warriors. So please do that for me.
That's his favorite team ever.
Glasgow Warriors is my favorite football team ever. So,
let's go.
Yeah, let's go, guys. But like we said, there's still like a spot or two left in my fantasy league. So if you're interested, comment right away, and I'll try and get you in. I'll see what I can do. Have a great rest of your weekend, guys. We'll see you next time.
One of my favorite episodes.